this is nerve-wracking. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to do this, guys, together. Hey there, and welcome to the very first episode of Ruby's Corner, a cozy little space where we chat about all things self-improvement, lifestyle, and just finding the joy in everyday life. I'm Ruby, just a girl in her 20s trying to figure life out just like you. Today's episode is all about starting where you are, because that's how this podcast has come about. Grab a tea or a glass of wine, my personal preference, and get comfy, and we're going to dive right in. I'm going to start off a little bit about me. Obviously, I'm in my 20s, I'm 21. I'm at uni in Manchester, so currently in exam season, so we're a little bit stressed. There's more stressful things in life, I like to tell myself anyways. Yeah, I live in Manchester, but from Brighton originally, so we'll be going back in summer to see all my friends, my boyfriend, my family. So I live with 3 girls in Manchester. We've got Miss Leonard, Miss Effie, and Miss Grace. I've got Grace behind the cameras now. She's giving me a cute little smile. Last year we were all in halls, as you do, uni student, and I lived with Effie and Leonard in Oak House, if you've heard of it. It's pretty shit, to be honest, kind of like a prison block, I would say. Very cold. I had water coming through my walls, but I think they're knocking it down. And I met 2 lovely girls who will hopefully, fingers crossed, be in my life forever. And then we're left with Miss Grace. Okay, so there I was in my first seminar I do religion and anthropology, so this was on religion. And I sit next to this girl with a Yorkshire accent and bright blonde hair. And it was love at first sight, wasn't it? Yeah, besties since that day. And then we just all moved in together in this really nice house. We've got a Louis Tomlinson cut out just over there. Tonight is actually our last night all together in this house because me and Ed goes tomorrow. So it's a bit bittersweet, but that's life. C'est la vie. So our first little segment I'm going to call is like our core chat. I want to talk to you guys about that weird pressure to have it all figured out before we begin something, whether it's a podcast, a new habit, a mindset, a skill. It's just easy to think that we need more time, more planning, or more confidence before we start something. And obviously, I think that that's just a way of, pushing it back, putting it off, because there's always something you could do better. There's always something else that you have to do before you do it. Clarity in this comes after the action. I feel like you just have to start something, and it might be really shit. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but it's my podcast, so I feel like it's my decision, but I don't know, guidelines. So it could be really shit. It probably will be. But everyone has to start somewhere. And you just improve. You just learn from every mistake you do. I know it's sort of cliche to say. Everyone, says, you're most improved or you've come the furthest, but it's actually so true if you think about anything that you ever start. Like, even if you think jobs, when you first start, you know nothing, you don't know how, like, the tills work or how to pour a drink or how to take the right food order. And then the more you do it, the better you become, and then it just comes natural to you. And I just feel like that applies to pretty much everything in life. It is really scary to start new things. I feel like for me, it's definitely based on the fear of failure. Because whenever I've always been like it at school, like as soon as I can't do something like a really difficult maths equation, just like get this feeling like I want to cry because I'm like, I just can't do it. Maybe that's to do with, like academic validation, probably. But just with everything, you can't expect just to be good as soon as you start, because that's not how it works. And say you see people and you're like, they're so good at what they're doing, like athletes or artists or anyone well known, you're like, oh my gosh, they're so good, like they're a natural, it's luck, but you haven't seen how much hard work that they've put in behind the scenes. or their whole life of how they've been like working towards something. You only see it when it's successful. And so it's so easy to have this picture of like, oh, it's just luck, like some people are lucky. It's just not really true. And if you really want to be able to do something, like start a new skill. Like I would really love to do pottery, but I haven't started it yet because I'm like, I imagine myself, having a class and having this really cute mug and it's gonna be so good, but then I'll probably start it and it's gonna be really hard. But you just have to begin somewhere. So that being said, I'm sorry if this is really shit, but I am beginning. I'm starting from somewhere and it's just a lesson learned. And the next episode will be so good. Well, probably not, but better than this one. How did I overcome my own hesitation to starting this podcast today? I've always kind of wanted to. I've always been like, oh, I would be really good on a podcast. You might be disagreeing right about now, but move past that. I think it just took the people around me to just be like, do it. Why aren't you doing it? And I remember I had one conversation with one of my housemates, and I was just like, oh, I just don't know. Like I've been speaking about it for maybe like a year and a half now, and she was just like, just start it. And I was like, I'm embarrassed. Like I don't want to do that, and I don't want to post it on social media. And she said, well, Ruby, why are you embarrassed? She said that's just not real. And I was like, you're right. And it's something I've always said to her is embarrassment is just a concept, don't buy into it, which sounds really cringy, but also to be cringe is to be free. I'm going to grow up and I'm not going to look back and think, thank God I didn't start that podcast because I was afraid of what people were going to say about me, what people are going to think, and if they're going to gossip and bitch about it with like my old school friends and all of that sort of thing. And she was like, you're not going to look back and think that. That's a big thing right now. But in the grand scheme of things, this is your life. And you might as well try everything and anything you want. And I think that really put things in perspective for me because, yeah, fuck it, why wouldn't I try everything while I'm this age and while I have the time to do it? I obviously don't have a full-time job. I'm in education. If anything, right now is the best time to do it. With the support of everyone around me is how I really thought, oh, let's just do it because everyone's just been so supportive. I mean, my boyfriend has done so much for me. He bought me this microphone. So yeah, that was a start. So I thought, oh, I have to do it now because I've got a really expensive microphone. And all of my housemates, my friends at home, there was just no judgment. They were just like, yeah, it's going to be sick. Like, just do it. And if it is embarrassing, if it is bad, who cares? I mean, they're all still going to be my friends, hopefully. But I'll keep you updated on that. Moving on to a segment that I hope to put in every episode, called Cozy Corner Thoughts, where we choose something that maybe I've been thinking about or I've seen somewhere, and I just share it with you. You can reflect on it. Tell me what you think. This week is like a self-care sort of a self-care pick, I'm gonna say. I've recently read this book. I saw it all over TikTok, to be honest, and I just thought, why not? I was in a bit of a slump and I thought, let's read something, see if it changes my perspective, if I learn anything from it. Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Nudjian. I definitely have said that wrong. So apologies, Joseph. I just want to read you out a little passage that I highlighted in here, which I feel like really applies to this, just beginning and starting from somewhere. Page 99, and he says, our intuition can see things the mind cannot. Most of the greatest achievements and creations of our time were once deemed impossible and therefore irrational to attempt. But we do not live in a world of impossibility. We live in a world of infinite possibilities. Following our hearts can be risky, but we guarantee our unhappiness when we do not. Another thing that he says that stood out for me is on page 109, and it says, we're only ever one thought, one insight, and one idea from living an entirely different experience of life. I would recommend this book, actually. It's very easy to read. I felt like I just think I learned how to not overthink things as deeply. It's just about how thinking is kind of the cause of our suffering. but we can also end that. But yeah, so that's my book of the week as well. So that is our Cozy Corner thoughts. The last part of today's episode, it's going to be a short one, just to introduce myself and my channel, my podcast, my voice. So just going to be short, hopefully snappy, hopefully engaging. You can give me tips. I'm open to gentle criticism. Segment 3 is a journal prompt for you guys. I think journaling is so important in learning how to handle your emotions and even acknowledging your emotions, just to write it all down, put it on paper. I feel like it just helps you have a focus and a clear drive to what you want to do. So I've got a prompt. If anyone needs any help with where to start, or just something you can think about today, which is, what's something you've been putting off starting and why? Be honest, be kind, and see what comes up for you. Everyone's answer will be different. Maybe ask yourself what it would look like just to take one small step towards it. Not one massive drastic change, but just one small step. For me, I've got this book at the moment, which is maybe like that big. And I would really like to start it. I've been wanting to start it for maybe 2 months now. And I just can't bring myself to do it. It just seems like such a massive task. It's just such a big book, and I just don't really know what it's about. Someone's recommended it and gave it to me. So I have to give it back to them soon. But for me, maybe one small step is just to start one chapter. Just start one chapter tonight before I go to bed. And I've then taken a small step. Thank you for spending time with me today in Ruby's Corner, my corner. If you've enjoyed this episode, I would love to. So it feels so funny. I never thought I'd be saying this, but leave a thumbs up or like it, whatever the right term is. Subscribe and share it with a friend who you feel might need a little nudge into this cozy space. You can find me on at rubyys.corner with 2 Ys on Instagram and TikTok. Dan, please insert them on the screen somewhere. And remember, there's no perfect time to begin anything. The best time is now. So talk soon, and remember to always be kind to yourself. Ruby out. Bye! I don't know what to say.